Coach Young, he comes to our lunches. Doan. Fred.
God, I remember Fred when he had his 69. Oh, yeah.
I remember something about that.
We had to be in Gainesville because he flew in.
It was 70. It was 70, and they had an article in the paper about it.
I think it was in the paper.
Yeah.
I don't understand how we had to hit that car though. Unless everybody that qualified had to take the heads off.
Seemed like I do remember something about that.
Well, Sandy was in Gainesville when the cars were qualified real, well, we have to remember they didn't have enough room for all the super stockers, so they qualified in 32 cars.
How many of those you got, Harold? You got a bunch of them from the old days or just a few?
He's got them all.
No, I don't have them all.
He got them stacked up today.
Did you have those two I brought?
I don't know if I did or not. I've got some at home, and I've got them put away. Oh, names.
That's why when you tell Harold to look for something and he ain't got time, he ain't got a clue what box it's in.
I got some boxes in my new garage, I'll tell you.
That is too funny. Well, I got to tell you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed my day.
Yeah, me too.
It was pretty cool.
It's always a good time when I'm around.
Yeah, even without Alan, I had a good time. So you asked me what I did today. I said, look on Tim's Facebook page. I have it on there for that.
You know, most of it ended up being video. I didn't take that many pictures, really.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to post a video because we might have said something on there. Might have said something that wasn't right.
Not this much.
You remember George Cleveland, Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he just died last week.
Oh,
Yeah, they had his funeral on Wednesday, had his memorial Wednesday night this week. And Janelle, his wife, we talked about her. No, it was Cheney that had the real pretty wife. You remember her?
Mm-hmm.
They always talked about how pretty she was, and then
Meredith Cheney?
yeah, Meredith Cheney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember her though.
You gonna get another race car, Harold?
Well, probably not, but I've been looking at Malibus. I can't afford a Camaro. Fucking everybody wants $25,000 for a Camaro, so I've been looking at Malibus, but I probably should just quit racing altogether. I could buy a Malibu that runs in the tens for about $8,500.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
big blocks, small blocks, any of them.
I always to make those small blocks run, you had to run them 10,000 RPM and they break too much. I
Well-
always thought it's better to have a big block.
I had that little 400 small block in my blue car. That car went 1029.
Really?
Oh yeah. With a 406 small block. And a
What year was it?
that car had a 513.
Is this you and Harold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I scanned this one and put it on Facebook.
I told you that.
Oh, did you?
That was in
Oh.
between our property and Grandpa's property right there at our old house on the hill.
What's that? You want to go smoke? Okay.
Huh?
July, August. Got married in August. Got to live off post for a year.
How long did you live in Kansas?
I was there 17 months, but I lived off post for a year after we got married.
So when you guys were in Kansas, did you come back to Ohio?
Yep, we came back for holidays. We came back. Let's see, I know I spent one Thanksgiving there, so that must have been 68. I spent Thanksgiving there, but we came home at Christmas, I think, in 68. Of course, I got out in 69. I remember go back. I was waiting for you, and then Dad's house.
had a bunch of us clean up the basement, and there was a bed down there.
Oh,
Those little shelves that were in the wall, she had put like paper towels, folded over paper towels to make it look like there were little curtains on them.
Well, you know why?
You got married, wasn't it?
Yeah, we spent our second night there. We spent the first night at the motel. It was called the Imperial House North, up there at 75 and Nemore. We spent the first night there, then we spent the second night at Mom and Dad's, and I don't know why. At least we spent it in the basement.
I don't remember when you gave it to me, but my most prized possession growing up was that little record player. Man, I love that thing. I couldn't believe I had a record player that worked on batteries.
You had a little. When I got home, I had a little racetrack that I'd won. I gave that to you guys too.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
I was driving to Topeka to look at I wanted to buy a new, I think buy a yard sweeper. But I didn't get work out a deal for a trade with the Dodge people, so I ended up buying a rotor equipment. We were driving, and came on the radio. It said, if you come in to Shortman Dodge, and I remember everything about it, and say Big Kiwi, that was the name of the radio station, is at Shortman Dodge, you'll win a grand prize. So I said, he said, we just passed that. So I whipped around, went back in there, and I said, Big Kiwi is at Shortman Dodge, and he said, you're a winner. And I won that racetrack. Now that was 1969, and I still remember that. I remember exactly what I had to say. I remember the name of the Dodge dealership. What time we leave? 9? We're 30, 40 minutes away. He didn't say what mile marker they were in Williamsburg.
No, he said, and I go, I don't know what I'm looking for markers.
Well, there's one every 200 feet. Well, every, I guess, every 5,000 feet.
At least he didn't say, damn it, Timmy.
Damn it, Jimmy.
Damn it, Timmy.
He always liked calling people by their,
Middle initial.
well, he called Kim, Kimmy, and you, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Everybody was their kid name, you know. When you get to be an adult, you grow out of that, but not well.
I'd like to tell you a story of Irving Cash. We had this customer down in Keenan. His name was Irving Cash, and he had some sort of palsy. You know, he was probably 60-ish, 70-ish, and he had a lot of movement and tics and stuff like that. And he had a really hard time, like signing his credit card receipt. He would take the little thing, and he finally had to pin it up against a pump or against a car or something to sign it. But he loved Paul. Irving Cash would come in, and Paul would go open the door, and he goes, "Irving Cash, you old crippled motherfucker!"
Oh my God.
That guy just ate it up, man. He's like, "Oh, Paul, what's going on?"
Oh.
I told that story to Matt and Justin. I thought they were going to shit their pants laughing.
What'd you start saying, Gary?
I totally forgot.
Oh. You're one of us. Old people. You know, October 1st, I start Medicare.
Is that right?
October 1st. I'll be,
What is that? It's like government insurance, right?
yeah. Good insurance. Actually, it's better than what I got now.
You have to pay anything?
have a account for the stairwell or something. I used to just put my shoes on it.
Is that your room after I left?
There's Gary's room, Carolyn's room, then my room.
You guys know they knocked down Franklin School.
Yeah, we went by there.
Yeah, it's gone.
Franklin's gone, Oracle Bright's gone.
Yeah, well, they tore down Kemp too, but they rebuilt Kemp.
Yeah, it looks worse.
Little right, you saw that. Front of it still looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. Was that a deal that they made?
Yeah. Well, the auditorium, they wanted to save the auditorium, so that's how they did it. They kept the front of the building in the auditorium.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice mixture of old and new. I think they did a pretty nice job on it.
Yeah, it was sad. They redid they knocked down Patterson Co-op too. It's
Yeah. And I bet Roosevelt High School's still there,
I think it is.
and nobody's been in that high school.
They call it the Roosevelt Center now. I think it's
I remember that was shut down right after I got out of high school.
yeah. Well, we played them in sports when I was in school. At that time, when I was in high school, we had 10 city league schools, plus Patterson Co-op, plus Shama. There's actually 12 high schools in Dayton, and now there's
Would that count Fairmont East and Fairmont West?
no, that's Kettering. No, I'm just counting Dayton schools, which you had Gilbright, Stivers, Kaiser, Meadowdale, Fairview, Roth, Dunbar,
What?
Colonel White, Roosevelt. That's 9. Patterson was 10. And then you had Chaminade and Julian. There were 2 separate schools.
And I remember was it the real tall Gabbard? Was that Doug?
Yeah, he played basketball.
Was he your age or Alan's age?
He's younger than
Younger,
me.
yeah.
Kenny's my age.
I remember when they were playing one right, he hit a last second shot and beat one right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think he was classes. See, Kenny was 68. He's the same as Sandy. They were both 68. So I think Doug must have been 69 or 70.
Yeah, he had a last second tip and beat one right.
Yeah, he was on 6'5" back in high school. You know this? They don't speak anymore.
I know. It's hard to none of them talk.
Shirley and Kenny are well, they had a falling out over money, you know, when their parents died. Actually, Irene was still living, and they had a big falling out because she made Shirley the executor.
Oh, really? I thought it was Kenny.
I think it was Shirley. I made.
Where the word holler came from. People in the Appalachian Mountains who had a holler back and forth. True?
Now, did Bert?
Did you look up Western Holler?
Yeah.
Bert passed away, guys?
No, he's still on.
He's still on.
Real bad too.
Really? I always liked old Bird. Bird who? Everybody liked him. But
Croucher.
Oh.
First I saw him at Andy's funeral
Oh, really?
when I brought Dad down here.
Timmy, I tried to tell you that me and Sandy and Harold Jones went to Kentucky, and we talked to Annie for a day, and Sandy recorded all that stuff. And of course, I know she'll never know where it's at, but it's on the cassette somewhere. Telling us all of our family history.
I know. Well, I asked Harold about 10 years ago to find a video of my kids when they were little. He said he didn't have time. Now he's retired. He ain't got time.
Got too much going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll make it a priority. I will find this.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Yes, Drew's one.
That one, and then there's one where we were all sitting in the living room on the fireplace, and you had some friends over, and we were singing Redneck Mother.
I don't remember that one, but I'll try my best to find it.
I forgot to show you all back there where Mom and Dad used to take us. Her dad used to take us to buy Mackinaws, low-end shoes.
Oh, Jennings?
Yeah.
Jennings department store.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, I used to love Johnny
Up until not long ago, Timmy, you had to have a certain time to eat dinner.
You gotta have a reservation now to eat there, don't you?
I don't know.
Huh.
But you couldn't patronize the place at dinner time unless you had a certain
Now, is Grandpa's old house up here on the left?
Down here on the left, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly which one it was.
I'll tell you, because I remember I used to play in the little creek that went right down the side of it.
You remember, he bought another house down here. It was termite infested. It was like termites holding hands. It was so bad. He got swindled so bad, when he bought that house. But he was feeling bad because he was living in China's house. So he bought his own house.
Right.
And they finally had to tear it down. So bad.
I know me and Corey and Gladys stopped on the way back from Nashville, going back home to Ohio, and sat on the front porch and came to China.
Yeah. Right here on the left.
It's right in here, yeah.
No, I think there's a. Yeah, it's right here.
Yep.
Which one?
That one right there, isn't it?
I believe it's that one right there.
There you go.
There's playing that water right there.
When I was in Kentucky, one time me and Sue went up there, and the guy that lived in Grandpa's old house, he was actually out front, and I asked him about that road that runs down by Uncle Will, and I said, "Is that road still open?" He said, "Oh, you talking about Lunsford Holler?" He said, "Oh yeah, it's paved all the way through." So if you left there at Jen Mays' house and went down that little road going down Uncle Will's and came out down by Hobson's.
Down by the Clover Bob Church.
Yeah. So
You know, Jet Mays is in that picture, the one I have of great grandma Nancy Collins and her.
Oh, really?
Sure is.
Wow. Oh, I was going to tell you, I came down through here. We were coming back from the beach. Joan and Lori and I stopped to see Grandpa when he lived here. And I got out of the car. Of course, I had on cut off jeans. And I walked up. He was sitting out there on the glider. And he got up and we pulled up. He was probably 80-something. And he said, "What's the matter, son? Can't you afford a full pair of pants?" I said, "No, sir. I can only afford a half." That's all I said.
This trail is down here on the left. Did we already pass?
No, we're got a little ways to go. Oh yeah, they got a lot of new houses.
Well, you ain't up the mountain yet. When you get up the mountain, you won't see nothing new. It'll be dilapidated, but it won't be new.
Now, when Carol and Dolores and Lou were down here, I think a month ago, they had a picture of Lunsford Holler, the sign that says Lunsford Holler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
It's like a Green Street sign.
Really? Where we're going is where the Jackson County sign is.
Yeah,
McKee.
Yeah.
McKee's the county seat.
You want to stop and get a copy?
I actually went there.
But I bought those for Mom. They're still going to Lou's address.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know. Mom, Rich Bridge, she called me up and she's been gone 30, 40 years. "Oh, honey, do you remember so-and-so? They passed away." And I go, "Really?" It was 112. They supposed to.
Yeah. Daniel Potter just passed away. He was 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Daniel Potter.
He would have been.
Here it is. That wheel.
Yeah.
He was great Daniel Potter Jr. He was Mom's first cousin.
All the cows are standing. It's not going to rain.
That's right.
Half of them will land down. There's 50% chance of rain.
Gary, can you hear him barking? All right, so where are we at now? We're going to.
We're getting ready to go up the mountain.
We're getting ready to go up the mountain.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. You have to forgive me if I freak out over trees, but I never see any.
Oh, I understand.
I know it.
Remember, we'd be going up big hill and we have windows down. We all hold our hands out the window because it's always so cool.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of summer. I didn't figure out why. Well, maybe it was because it was shady there and it wasn't getting sun all 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Finally figured that out.
I was telling Dallas on the way down here, I didn't realize that.
Now here's the
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was more like that.
No, it was
Thunder Road.
Yeah.
Wow.
I watched it
Robert Mitchum.
2 or 3 nights and fell asleep both nights.
That was Robert Mitchum, and his son played his son in the movie.
Son played his brother.
Oh, his brother, that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Because he gave that famous blessing at the supper table.
Yeah.
Good food, good meats, good eat. It's getting laid, let's eat.
Yeah.
Mom knocked him on his can.
Yeah.
You know, we found a picture of Robert Mitchum and Aunt Tommy in her house in Texas.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
I wanted one with Bonnie and Clyde because she said she knew Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. Bonnie and Clyde Jones.
Tell me that part.
Yeah. No.
Whatever happened to all of her famous writings that she wrote?
I've got some of them, and
She was going to publish them.
now the book that she's talking about, we don't think it existed because me and Gary cleaned out her apartment, and we never found hide or hair of a book.
Dad always thought the EMTs took her waistband and some money from her that she always carried.
Well, that was her. She sewed them up under her bra.
Carried $10,000.
Yeah. Well, me and Gary left the hospital, and we was going back to Gary's house, and we got about 6 or 8 miles away from the hospital. And I said, "You need to turn around." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because they had to cut her bra for her when the EMTs came to get her. That money's there somewhere." And sure enough, they had what was it, Gary? $2,600 in the safe.
Maybe a bag and
$3,300.
You gave up to that, didn't you?
And I can guarantee you that when those EMTs found that money, they gave some cash to the hospital, but they didn't give it all to her.
If you want to talk to somebody about Aunt Tommy, talk to Aunt Tommy G.
Yeah, I know.
She hated her guts.
No, she didn't like
Is that mountain, the famous mountain where Mom had a picture?
No.
That pilot not on.
Pal, yeah, pal. I think pal.
Gary wants to go there.
I'll give everything to
I bet we need
I bet you can't get up to it. Oh, this is the convenience store you're talking about.
No, there's one down there by Club Pond.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Big Hill Food Mart. All right, Gary, get ready to go up to Big Hill.
So that was you drove right when we were driving when you were a teenager?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What was this road like then? Was it paved?
It was, oh, yeah. No. It was paved.
Was it?
Yeah. Now, the road we used to live on was a gravel road.
Right.
We lived here. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I ever told you, we moved here in 1955, and there was no such thing as a route on the road we lived on. Well, guess what the route number is on the Kentucky Highway number? 1955.
Yeah.
The road we lived on is
Come to
route
think of it,
1955.
think of it, it didn't have a road name either.
No.
We didn't know where we lived.
It was just Clover Bob. You had to go to the post office.
You had to get your post office. Nobody had a
My
mail.
memory.
So when you guys would get mail, did you have an address?
No, we had a post office.
Hey, when you mail something to Coleman Potter, Brownsville, Indiana, that's the address.
Really?
Coleman Potter, Brownsville, Indiana. I sent him a copy of Mom's dedication tape that I made her a DVD.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I bet you didn't do that.
I sent
There's a
one.
house up here someplace. I think it's up by 40th Street. Now there's a house on the left that I think they moved from where Mom and Dad lived when you were born, and it's sitting up here on the left-hand side. It looks like an outhouse, but I think it's the house they lived in. And I knew told me that. I think that was
Remember the one up here on the left that Lou was born in? Was there for years. It's gone.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Now Lou was born in the hospital on the 88 Clay. Yeah. I was born in the house.
How come Lou was older than you and she got to go to
Mama
hospital?
had some trouble with Lou. She had some trouble with Lou and Darlene. The rest of them just fit out pretty good. You like Glendenville when Darlene was born. We thought she was going to die.
The old road over to the right.
It would have been over to the right, yeah.
I don't know if they used it anymore.
I doubt it. I was kind of looking for it, but I don't see any faces. They might have taken a lot of it when they did this.
They just blew their way right through this mountain, didn't they?
They sure did.
Just about the Kansas. Used to be the big road.
Curly beans.
Day?
Down this road.
That was the only brick house in Jackson County.
You're talking about the fight with Jim Day?
Yeah, Jim Day. Yeah.
Now, the house that Lynn was born in, you said it's sitting down here on the left. I think so. I think it's on.
Dad said when he hit him, he walked back forth, and then he came forward,
Yeah.
grabbed his pants, and ripped him all the way down.
His pants off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dad came home and borrowed a gun from somebody. Can't remember who it was now. And knew that Jim Day was going to come to the house and was going to kill him. And one of his friends came and knocked on the door just to check on him, make sure he was all right.
I think it was Donald.
I can't remember who it was.
And he hollered for Daddy. Daddy was hiding behind the stove. Put the gun pointed at the door. If he hadn't hollered, it killed him. His own cousin. Yeah, it was Donald. Donald was right one day. And it grew up.
That was Donald who?
Lunsford. That was Uncle Will's.
Will's son.
Yeah. Grandpa had a store. Oh, we already passed it. No. Yeah, we right here, right there.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Well, you probably don't.
I don't either. I remember people telling me he did, but I didn't know he did.
I remember
We also have one in Clover Bottom too.
when they moved Annie's store to Grandpa.
Yeah. How old were you? Like 6?
Well, I was 7 when we moved.
Oh, okay.
But I remember going over to the store when Uncle Dallas would open the store.
Oh, yeah.
He would get up the ramp on his wheelchair by himself and get in there and open the store. And
I
I'd
realized how steep that thing had to be.
yeah, it was.
It was like straight up.
And I'd get there early and he'd give me a bag of candy. And I wouldn't share it with nobody. And he'd nickname me Tightwad.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's what Dallas called people.
He called me Tightwad.
Yep, he sure did.
My candy.
Now, wasn't Earl's first name Dallas?
Yeah,
Dallas Earl Richardson.
How many Dallases are there?
3. Well, 4 now.
Uncle Dallas spelled his name Dellas.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Dallas, where did you get the name Butch?
One of Dad's friends nicknamed me Butch. Said I was cute, but I looked like a butch, whatever the hell that means.
I always called you Butch until you got the famous. Well, you know the way that worked out. You know he was always Butch.
Oh,
But if you
here's that. This place with me and Dad. No, that's not there anymore. It used to be a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Convenience store. It's closed.
Well, Dolores' name was Sissy.
Yeah,
Oh, no, there it is. This is the one I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we stopped
Yeah,
there.
and his name was Butch. And Alan, when he was growing up, his name was Vaughn. Yeah, well, I remember Mom calling Alan Butch.
Back in that picture that I showed you, you carrying Lou? It says Butch and Lou.
Butch and Lou. Now Alan called him Butch. And this-
I used to brag on my friend. My brother's got 5 names. Y'all say, what's up with you?
Yeah, I started that.
And then I said, what? What's that be?
And the Van Winkles, remember the Van Winkles?
Yeah.
Turn right here to go to their house.
Cave Springs Road.
Is that what it's called there?
Cave Springs has always been called that. It's Cave Springs Church out there. And,
Church out there?
well, that's where the church was at.
And this gravel pit's been here for years and years and years. Look at the caves now.
Oh, yeah.
Up here on the left,
I was
where I
baptized.
was baptized. Now there's
There's a swimming hole down there. We used to go
Yeah,
down there.
sure did.
On a creek. Yeah. It is a creek, but I don't know what the name of the creek would be. But the guy that, he was a preacher, and he also was an electrician. He wired our house. And he lived right up here on the left. Radine.
Good Baptist preacher.
I was born right up there on top of that hill. This is a great deep place over here.
The house is gone, isn't it?
No, the house is still here. It's still here.
Yeah, well, I was thought he was rich.
Yep.
Yeah, we all did.
So there's no house up there?
No, not up there anymore, no. No, it was gone when we left.
Up here on the right was Lynn Brumman's store.
Yep.
Yep.
We used to come down here.
Still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? His son just died. He was in the Jackson County Sun.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We used to come down here.
Sign
What was his name?
Oh,
We used to come down here from Cloder.
I do not know.
And right there is the first time me and Paul ever watched TV.
Right here.
Yeah.
That's where I
Oh,
saw
did you see it too?
Yes, I did.
now which store is this?
This is Lynn
Lynn
Brumman.
Brumman's store. that house right there, that's where the Abrams live.
I can't believe nobody's taking those Coke signs.
Yeah, I know.
Those guys on the History Channel were probably looking at that.
Yes, really.
American Pickers, Berea, Kentucky.
Yeah, I was there. That's where it's on.
Me and Paul would come down here and get ice cream and have them jot it down on Dad's bill.
Yeah.
And
we need
got caught.
to.
They set it down.
Set it down.
Yeah,
That's
set it
what
down.
I
I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, it's always been there. Yeah, I had a girlfriend that lived down there.
See, guys, the Duck Jack Garage was there. It's right here on the corner.
Yep. Still there.
Did you guys ever know, let's see, what the hell was her name? A friend of mom's name, Geneva. I know her married name was Geneva Brockman. She was married.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she was my teacher in the 7th grade at Orville, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
There used to be a pond right here. I used to swim in.
There's some new homes.
Yep.
Wow.
Now the old house is set right over here. There's a pond right there.
Now it's turning to air down just like one notch.
Cold.
Now this is the lane
That's the Abrams.
Abrams live.
Yeah.
Now, is our old house here?
Our old house is right here on the left.
It's still there, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's something there, but probably not the same house. There was a spring right here where we used to get water.
That's the same house. And a post office used to sit right there.
Hey. Oh, I think the post office is right here, wasn't it? Yeah. Right there. That little
That looks like a post
that's
office.
It. Yep. That's it. Yep.
I've got a picture of that, Timmy. And
Did you get a picture of it?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a picture of that post office.
Yeah.
And it has a sign on it. Arch and Ruth were down here, and Susan was singing. And they had a poster made up to put on that building.
Yeah.
And I've got that thing out.
Yeah, I've got that thing.
And the Castiles, right there. That house is still there. Yeah, the Castiles. Yeah, right there.
Where that trailer was sitting there used to be like a barn.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What's that there?
And you remember that from when you were here at 16?
And this would be Clover Bottom Baptist Church.
Let's
Let's operate today.
run up there real quick. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this where Grandpa preached?
Yeah.
He did preach there once.
They had an election for a preacher. He lost by one vote. The last time he preached down here,
Really?
got beat out by one vote.
The ball's still there. The house is still there.
Flo was the church.
Yeah, Ray Dean was our pastor for the longest time.
Yeah.
I remember Grandpa used to preach.
The guy that Johnny McGuire lived right there when we left here.
Is this where we came to see Grandpa preach?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Oh, no, that was
that was in Berea.
that was in Berea. Yeah.
Wasn't that Bethel? Bethel Baptist or something?
Macedonia, wasn't it?
Macedonia, there you go.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Look at all the parking
Yeah.
spaces.
Yeah.
Becky and Chris were with us. Remember that
Wow.
house here?
Yeah.
Got a picture of
See, this was a new church. They tore down the old one and built this one. It's got a basement in it. Raymond Rogers took a little wangy out going down the stairs one day, and I told Dad about it one Sunday.
Yeah, he said he would do that. He's my friend.
Yeah.
here forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every little thing, remember?
Look at the old garage. Can't remember whose garage that was.
Right here on the left, I mean, this is Johnny Markham's dry goods.
Yeah.
What was the porch on the front?
E. Markham store.
Sand Gap. See, this place was like the place to be on the weekends.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the Gap.
Dad used to get in all his fights here at the Gap.
At the Gap.
Country corner with my guitar. And this hole in this church right here, we used to come up and look in the door and watch them dance.
This little garage right here is where Dad used to work on his cars.
Yeah,
Clifford
Clifford Johnson's
garage.
There's John Street.
Yeah.
It's so little now.
Now, see, I always thought John Street was in Ohio.
It is. This is different.
Oh, is it?
No, I'm just kidding. But that's where we live.
What about George Street?
George Street is in Ohio, yeah.
Henry's there too?
Yeah, Henry, yeah.
Oh, Henry
Candy bar didn't have nothing on those, did he?
Yeah.
Lived on Henry Street across the street from school, and I got lost coming home from school. They had doing construction on the Henry Street, and so we got out on McClure Street, and I got out on McClure. And where the heck am I? I had no idea.
Where did you guys live around here, Dallas?
Oh,
We would love to show you that.
where John was.
Yeah.
We lived in a house dead ended on that street, and we also lived the other way, that way when I was born.
What about the grandma and grandpa?
We'll show you
We'll
their
show
house.
you on the way back or tomorrow.
It's close by.
We went through Clover Bottom. We're going to go up to Greyhawk and work our way back. Greyhawk is where Grandma and Grandpa Potter used to live.
We used to go up there in the back of the coal truck.
Yep. And Mama cleaned us all up, washed us all up, and we got there, we was covered with filth.
Yep.
Remember the time we went to Jordan Park in the back of that thing, and he put hay in the back of it so we wouldn't get so dirty?
And blow out.
No, it had, actually, those trucks had racks on them. They were pretty high. They hauled like 8 tons.
Or 12 kids.
Whichever gave first, yeah.
One lane road hand.
But they had a jet trick.
Now, all this stuff is old. I mean, I remember all of it,
Yeah.
but it didn't have anything to do with our family. Nobody we knew were.
Well, right down here on the right is where Johnny Carroll lived.
Wasn't Mom born in Greyhawk? Yeah, I think so.
You know, I don't know where Mama lived when she was little.
Yeah, I got her on the census, but it's not till 1930.
Huh?
I found her on the census, but it's not till 1930.
Oh, yeah.
You guys should look at those. They're all handwritten.
Yeah, they are.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You should have sent me a magnifying glass when you think that shit done.
Sorry, I forgot you were 100 years old.
Shit, if I'd have been 2, I couldn't have read that. That's where Johnny Carroll lived.
Actually, I had the census when Grandma Potter was 2 years old. I'll copy all that stuff for
I
everybody.
wonder what happened to all them Bibles and stuff. Who ended up with them? You know, Grandma Norma Jean and them all got mad because
Esther's Bible was with Janet.
was it?
Now this is where Grandpa wrecked and turned that, this curve right here.
Yeah.
Turned that 50 Plymouth upside down right here.
Yeah, Greenwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a guardrail back then.
Yeah, it's
Well, he probably has.
hit a thing, a sheet of ice. Or
Did he have a magnet point?
no, it didn't, but he had a seatbelt on, thank goodness.
He had a seatbelt on?
No. They didn't have seatbelts back then.
You went down that hill?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Tucker the first car with a seatbelt in it?
It probably was.
It probably was.
I
yeah.
said the safety glass too.
Yeah. Hey, Hitler's car, bulletproof, glass, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
I saw it in Richmond, Kentucky in front of me and Dad.
So
Is that right?
Oh, did you see it?
Yes, I was there.
Hitler was in Richmond.
Yeah.
Which car was? Oh.
They toured that car.
Yeah.
Believe that, right?
Al Hitler, y'all.
Hitler! Now the school is still
One
there.
There was a store right here.
Is this where Ashley Judd used to live? Or the Judds?
They lived in Big Hill.
Laurel, yeah.
Yeah.
How about your grade school and your high school?
We're going to the high school, but
The high school's still there, but the grade school.
it's gone. It right across from that store we told you about, Rummaging store.
Me and Dolores went to St. High grade school too. I don't know if Luke was old enough to go to
That's
school there.
brick school, wasn't it?
It should have been.
Did it have a brick shit house?
With a brick house.
What's going on here?
Anyway, over here,
Time to get up.
these houses right here, Gary, is where
Detention center.
Dad's girlfriend used to live.
Yeah, which
The parrot
one?
girl.
What?
The parrot girl. Chris Parrot's sister. Daddy used to sing in a quartet, and she would be in the front, and he'd be in the back, and he'd be patting her on the butt while they was singing, and thought I didn't see him. I was very alert. Mama knew about it. She wouldn't let Daddy go to Parrots unless me and Lou went with him. We was probably 8, 9 years old.
Now, somewhere down here on the right-hand side, there was a drunk tree hit my 50 Chevy. And Dad was really upset because I wrecked the family car.
that you bought.
that I bought, yeah.
I don't imagine nobody had insurance back then.
Oh yeah, you have to have insurance. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, to protect other people.
One time we was down here and a guy claimed that I
That was Grant's school right there.
Yeah, I remember coming there.
Yeah.
Come down there on Sunday afternoon, the store would be closed, and just begged them to open the store so we could get a bottle of pop.
Yeah.
So it
RC
sound like a-
Coca-Cola.
Silly question, but did you guys have to get driver's license back then?
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I had my Kentucky driver's license. Yeah, at 16.
Dallas is famous for passing school buses.
Yep.
What they say, we're Lunsford. We can pass anything but a mirror.
Wait a minute, Alan.
Oh. Nice, Jonathan.
Oh, there's been some used tires.
Yeah, we can stop there though.
Yeah.
And blow it up.
I looked for that white place in the road where that drunk tree hit me. Earl was with me. We had a couple of hootie poles.
Earl used to like to get drunk now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was down here one time with Dad, and he showed me this. It was like a stone curve that a gas truck had ran into and flipped over and caught on fire, and it burnt the rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. It was probably
Back in that curve right
70s.
there where the Gabbards lived, there was a black guy in a truck that I don't know if he wrecked it. Yeah. And it caught on fire and they couldn't get him out.
They wouldn't get him out.
Huh?
They wouldn't get him out. I know he was black.
That's a shame.
Crisp, yeah.
They knocked him out and then burned him up. I don't know why I would touch him because he's black.
Is that the one?
You know, it's how Sammy Davis Jr. lost his eye because they wouldn't admit him into a white hospital. Serious?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now I'm looking for the white place, but that's not it. Maybe I can be quite right now. I want to see if my tree was still there. See if it was still drunk.
Well, if you ran into it, it's probably dead, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
You probably killed it. You pay for that tree?
No, didn't have to pay for
Like Jan when she wrecked it in 58. What is there? Amy Sherman broke her nose. Now, I can't believe you wrecked my car. So what if you got a broken nose?
That's doesn't really matter. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance that's still in operation.
Your uncle Herman Sparks. He was a Richie boy. He was from a Richie family. But he worked for the RTA here, and then he got a job in Michigan. And when he moved there, he got drunk, got hit by a train. So
Is that where that happened, Michigan?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Shit, I thought that was in Dayton.
That man never tied his shoes.
We all came down here in my, we were in Dallas in 65 Chevy, and Dad brought my 64 down. That happened in 67. That happened in 67. Me and Dallas, you, and somebody else was with us. We drove down in Dallas in 65, and Dallas, and Dad drove down my 64 Chevy.
Really? I remember that.
It was 1960.
Remember your old freight station wagon you stopped at McKee and got that HD charge on it?
That's that the yellow one. That was the yellow one. That was 74 on that trip down here that the air conditioning froze up on.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, it was the yellow one. Me and Dallas used to tow with.
Okay, you didn't have the gray one yet.
One gray one.
I thought you had a gray
I had a
wagon.
gray
Dallas
one.
had a gray wagon.
He had a blue one.
Blue gray.
67.
Yeah.
Probably great at night.